People don't really realize how important these summertime mock scrapes are. Deer will scrape all year long, whether it's hitting liquor branches or, you want to create a routine. Summertime activities usually at a lull. They're usually close to bean fields or green stuff. Their travel routes, they don't, they're not traveling that far. So if you can create a routine, it's going to help you be successful in the fall. Okay, what I'm doing here is, this is actually just down from where we just put those, and we had a mock scrape here. The deer use this every year, and it's been a really successful area. So I put a flex wick up, bachelor group on it, had a little fixation I put over on this other limb over here, and then I'm putting some buck dust up. Let's go to work.
The beans are just now starting to get tall enough to where they're starting to feed on them. And the wind was in my favor, so I set up on top of this terrace to just take a good look at the bottom of that funnel is that we saw. We were scouting the property just from the road and on the phone. We could see that funnel that led off to the west, so we wanted to sit up on top of that hill and see what the deer were doing before we started really encroaching in there, because like I said, it's a new property. We have no idea what they're doing.
I mean, obviously being on a new property, you're scouting from a distance, as you know, is always, it's always going to be key. That's going to tell you where I think you need to probably get in there and hang some cameras up based upon what you see tonight. I probably would, the next 2 or 3 days, if the weather permits, try to get out there again, see if the same bucks are using it. And, if there's any new bucks, try to get eyes on as many deer as you can, on it. Because, it's going to take a while to learn it. Yeah, it won't be long. Season won't be here. But I'm anxious to see how these deer are going to finish out. I've, even through some of my properties that I hunt, I need to go check some cameras, maybe swap some cameras around. But usually, by the end of July, they're starting to pack it on. It's amazing how fast they grow through the latter summer.
Memory days, doesn't it?
Just gonna go right at him.
206 on the ground.
No, this is what it's for.
You know I'm serious. Opening day here in Missouri. Bed it up. Trying to hurry because we need to trim some limbs, and there's already some toes out in the field. We're sitting in this big old oak tree, sitting all by itself in the middle of this cornfield. And it is just littered with scrapes. They've been coming out of here feeding through, and they come up and hang out around this tree. So if it all goes to plan, I'm gonna shoot them about right there, 20 yards. That deer on the right is in velvet, dude. That's that. Rest of the season goes like tonight. This is probably one of the best days of deer hunt I've ever had. Like, I had in a really long time. We got a few little branches we need to come back in and snip because we realized it's pretty hard to film out of some of the spots they're coming out of. It's a new set, so we just didn't know. But I legit think we saw at least 3 or 4 shooters. I mean, we were covered up. There's 2 that snuck in behind us in the field. We couldn't get any good footage of them, but I mean, if they would have come a little closer, they might have got it. Game face, bro. Game face. This spot's so cool. I can't take any credit for it. Larry came in here. He built this in this old little barn. But we've got a little backwoods traction plot out here. And dang, it looks good. It's the first time I've been down here since it started coming up. And boy, it looks good. Larry come down here and check the card, and there has been daylight shooters in this little plot ever since he put that seed in the ground. So we've been on the road and traveling. Hadn't really looked at the cards, so once we saw the cards, we knew we had to get in here middle of October. It's kind of in a lull right now, and this spot is not. It is on fire.
This video has been brought to you by the Outdoor Call Radio. All outdoor talk 24/7. Download the app today.
Two does across the road. There's quite a few that came out down here. Went right underneath that other stand. Come on, big girl. As you can tell, we need to shoot some does off this place. They just, I mean, you literally see 30 does to every buck that you see. Backstraps, baby. 100% Mother Nature. All natural, no preservatives. Yeah, there's blood everywhere, dude. There she is. We got her, baby. Putting a lot of houses in around the farm, and it's kind of pushing all the deer to this one last ag field. And we could see it over the years. We're picking up more and more and more deer. And it's getting, honestly, a little ridiculous how many does are in here. Double white patch, Dalton. How you like that? But it's awesome to be able to shoot a couple in the lull. We ain't hardly seeing any bucks on cameras. We're not seeing any bucks in person. It's the perfect time to shoot does, and I'm more than happy to whack a couple of them.
Hi, baby.
Good job, dude.
I think I see another buck in that shield. Yeah, he's coming around the corner. That's a shooter. That's one of the shooters. Dude, I drilled him. I drilled him. I've been holding that coffin for like an hour. 35 yards, dude. 35 yards. I know he ain't got the biggest rack, but you see the body on that dude. He is one of the mature bucks we've been after. That's the first buck I've shot in 2 years here in Missouri.
What'd you do?
Oh, filled the freezer.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling y'all just need to be in the woods, man.
Yep.
I had a feeling.
Get
awesome.
get the A team together.
Well, yeah. I don't know about that. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. We had a little doe come into that trophy acre plot.
Yeah.
Hang out for a long time, and then didn't see anything till right there at dark, and this little buck with a big old spike come out, and then that 10-point come walking in right behind him, feeding in that plot. I mean, picture perfect. That's what did it. Look at that. That's awesome. Look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, he is bleeding now. Right here. He comes through here. This light is not very bright. He go up through there, or he go? I can't tell. It's hard not to step in it. He is leaking, boy, he is leaking. Look at all that. Look at all that. There he is right there, baby. The gut on this thing. No, he had them bladed tooth. Whew, whew. He is a little bit better than I thought he was. get this out of the way. That's my first deer with the Envision. And my first Missouri buck I've killed in almost 3 years. I couldn't have done this without old Larry Mac behind the camera there. He's been putting these backwoods tracks and plots in all summer, and it paid off. These bucks were all over it. He come in and checked the camera, and he's like, we gotta go. They've been daylight for about 2 weeks straight. Sure enough, first night we sat, he showed up. That is awesome. Look at that mass. That's a good buck, man.
Show off that blade on that.
Dude,
right side.
holy smokes.
Look at that thing. Well, we're getting down to the wire here. It's late season. I'm back here to farm in Missouri. I actually haven't been here since Ryan shot a deer here earlier in the year, so I really don't know what to expect. I've got cameras running, had a lot of nighttime pictures, but I don't know what to expect, but I wasn't going to sit at home. I think I just smoked.
What up, dude?
I'd probably be FaceTiming you for one reason, and one reason only.
Buck down.
Buck down. Yeah.
What's up, boy?
Dude, I was
Riding solo tonight.
riding solo. Dude, it was one of those where I was like, I might as well just sit while I'm, down here checking, because I was telling everybody earlier, we just ain't had time to, since you killed down here early, to really spend any time down here, so we didn't know what was going on, and I looked at the trophy acre plot when I sat down, and I was like, this don't look anything like it did when Ryan killed it. It's beat down.
Like, who came in here and mowed my food plot?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I called in reinforcement, as you know from earlier. Ryan, thankfully, came to help me go track this deer, hopefully find him and get him out as well and shoot the recovery, because it probably would have been ugly if I was doing it by myself. Oh, that's definitely a good sign right there. I think there's blood up here. Oh yeah, he's bleeding good. Let's see, he's spraying like this. It's all up high. Right there here. Cha-ching. He's laying right there. He didn't look like he was very comfortable when he fell either. It crushed him. It crushed him. Look at this right here. Yes, sir. But yes, sir. Missouri buck on the ground right here in the Show Me State. And I'm tagged out. What an awesome buck that is. Look at that, Ryan. We've hunted our butts off. We started off on fire. It's been a rough go. And literally I came in tonight with really no expectations at all. Because we've been on the road hunting everywhere else. Just came back from Mississippi. Been out to Kansas a few times. And just hadn't had time to get down here to keep track of things. And I was expecting to see a lush green plot. But instead, I got to see a plot where the deer just pounded it. That Backwoods Attraction Trophy Acre. I mean, I can't say enough about it. It has definitely done its job. if there's a food plot blend I'd recommend, or food plot company, I'd definitely recommend Backwoods Attraction. I've had nothing but good luck. I know us and the whole RTG team, Philip Vanderpool, Small Town Hunting, all those guys there, we can't say enough good things about it. But my gosh, Jessica, I can't believe it. Missouri tag, just got punched. We're gonna get the guts out of him. Actually, I'm gonna get on my phone, check him in real quick.
Closed captioning for Respect the Game TV provided by Backwoods Attraction, premium wildlife products.